"Sir, I can wake her up." Those 5 unbelievable words cut through the cold silence of the hospital hallway. They didn't come from a world-class specialist in a suit. They came from a small dirty boy standing barefoot on the polished tiles. Dr. Richard, the head of the hospital, let out a dry, cruel laugh. "Security? Get this beggar out of here. He is dirtying my floor." 2 large guards grabbed the boy's thin arms. They dragged him back toward the glass doors. The boy didn't fight. He didn't scream. He just looked straight at the crying billionaire sitting on the bench and shouted it one more time. "She is not dead, sir. She is just lost. And I know the way to find her." The billionaire, Chief Obinna, stopped crying. He looked up. And what happened in the next few minutes would change medicine forever. It was a miracle that no science could explain. Before we tell you this incredible story of faith and healing, please tell us in the comments section. Where are you watching from? We want to know where our friends are around the world. Drop your country's flag in the comments. To understand why that moment was so shocking, we have to go back 14 days. The clock on the wall of St. George's private hospital ticked loudly. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It was 12:30 p.m., but inside room 402, time felt like it had stopped completely. The room smelled of strong chemicals and new plastic. It was a cold smell. In the middle of the room was a large, expensive bed. And lying in it was 11-year-old Chioma Obinna. Chioma looked very small under the thick white blankets. Her skin was pale. Her beautiful braided hair was spread out on the pillow. She looked like a sleeping doll, but this was not a peaceful sleep. Wires and tubes were everywhere. They were taped to her chest, her arms, and even her head. Next to the bed, a heart monitor made a slow, scary sound. Beep, beep, beep. Sitting next to her was her father, Chief Obinna. Chief Obinna was a powerful man. He owned the biggest construction company in the city. He built bridges, malls, and skyscrapers. He was used to controlling everything. If he wanted something done, he paid for it, and it happened. But right now, sitting in that chair holding Chioma's limp hand, he felt like the poorest man on earth. All his money could not buy a single movement from his daughter. It had happened so fast. 2 weeks ago, Chioma was laughing at the breakfast table. She was telling her dad a joke about a chicken crossing the road. "Eat your eggs, Chioma," Chief Obinna had said, checking his phone. He was busy. He was always busy. "Okay, Daddy," she smiled. She hopped off her chair to tie her school shoes. She bent down. Then she made a small, soft sound. "Oh," she whispered. And just like that, she fell to the floor. Since that moment, she had not opened her eyes. The doctors called it sudden neural shutdown. It was a fancy name that just meant, "We don't know what is wrong." Chief Obinna flew in doctors from London. He flew in specialists from India. They all came, they all ran tests, and they all shook their heads. "Her brain is just silent," Dr. Richard told him on the 7th day. Dr. Richard was the head doctor. He was a tall man who loved the sound of his own voice. He didn't really care about Chioma. He cared that his expensive machines weren't working. Made him look bad. "Chief," Dr. Richard said, walking into the room on the 14th day. He didn't knock. "We need to talk about the reality." Chief Obinna didn't look up. He was gently rubbing oil on Chioma's small feet, hoping she would feel it. "What reality, doctor?" "The reality that she is gone," Dr. Richard said coldly. "We're just keeping a body warm. Her brain is offline. It is like a computer that has crashed. You cannot fix it." "She is not a computer," Chief Obinna whispered, his voice shaking. "She is my little girl." Dr. Richard sighed. He looked annoyed. "Emotions are useless here, Chief. Science is what matters. And science says she is finished. I have prepared the papers to turn off the machines tomorrow morning." Chief Obinna stood up. He was a big man. He towered over the doctor. "You will not touch those machines." "It is hospital policy," Dr. Richard said, taking a step back. "We cannot waste resources on a lost cause." Chief Obinna sat back down, defeated. He felt like he was drowning. While Chief Obinna was drowning in grief in the air-conditioned hospital, miles away, a boy named Sam was sitting in the dust. Sam was 12 years old. He wore a shirt that was 3 sizes too big for him. It had holes in the sleeves. He had no shoes. His feet were hard and rough from walking on the hot tar roads. Sam lived in a small village on the edge of the city. He lived with his grandfather, Baba Solu. Baba Solu was an herbalist. He didn't have X-ray machines or MRI scanners. He had roots, leaves, and prayer. He taught Sam that healing wasn't just about medicine. It was about listening. "The body talks, Sam," Baba Solu would say, grinding herbs in an old wooden bowl. "But the spirit sings. When a person gets sick, sometimes it is because their spirit has forgotten the song." Sam wasn't in school because Baba Solu couldn't afford the fees. Instead, Sam ran errands. That afternoon, Sam was at the busy Oyingbo market to buy ginger for his grandfather. The market was loud. People were shouting, cars were honking, and music was blasting. Sam stood near a fruit stall, counting his coins. He was short 5 naira. Did you hear? The fruit seller Mama Chichi was talking to her friend. That rich man Chief Obinna. His daughter is still in a coma. 2 weeks now ABI? The friend asked. Yes. My sister works as a cleaner at the hospital. She said the doctors are going to unplug her tomorrow. They say there is no hope. Sam froze. He dropped a coin in the dust. No hope. Those words hit Sam hard. He didn't know the rich man. He didn't know the girl. But he knew what it felt like to be given up on. When his parents died, everyone said there was no hope for him, until his grandfather took him in. Sam felt a strange pulling in his chest. It was a warm feeling like a small fire. He remembered what Baba Solu taught him. If you feel the pull, you must follow. It is the universe sending you on a mission. Sam left the ginger. He left the market. He started to run. He ran past the muddy roads of the slum. He ran past the bus stops. He ran all the way to the wealthy part of the city. His bare feet slapped against the hot pavement. People stared at him. Cars honked at him. Get out of the road, rat, a taxi driver yelled. Sam didn't stop. He had to get to the hospital. He didn't know why, but he knew he had the answer. He didn't have money, but he had something the doctors didn't have. He had faith. He reached the giant glass building of St. George's Hospital. He was out of breath. He was covered in dust. He looked like a beggar. He walked through the automatic doors. The cold air hit him. The lobby was beautiful. It had fountains and soft music. Sam looked out of place. Hey! A security guard, a giant man with a radio, stepped in front of him. Where do you think you are going? I need to see Chief Obinna, Sam said, trying to catch his breath. The guard laughed. Chief Obinna? You want to ask him for money? Get lost, boy. No, Sam said firmly. His daughter. I can help her. You? Help. The guard scoffed. Look at you. You don't even have shoes. Get out before I throw you out. The guard grabbed Sam's shirt. He started to drag him toward the door. Just then the elevator doors opened. Chief Obinna walked out. He looked terrible. His eyes were red. He was walking Dr. Richard to his car. Please, doctor, Chief Obinna was begging. Just one more day. No, Chief. Tomorrow morning. It is decided, Dr. Richard said coldly. Sam saw them. He knew this was his only chance. He dug his heels into the floor. He pulled away from the guard with all his strength. Sir. Sam screamed. Chief Obinna stopped. He looked toward the door. He saw the dirty boy struggling with the guard. Let me go. Sam shouted. I have the message. Get him out. Dr. Richard yelled. Why is there a street child in the lobby? The guard pulled harder. Sam was sliding across the floor. He was about to be thrown out into the street. Sam looked directly at Chief Obinna. He didn't beg. He didn't cry. He spoke with a voice that sounded much older than 12 years. Sir. I can wake her up. Chief Obinna froze. The words hung in the air. I can wake her up. Wait, Chief Obinna whispered. Ignore him, Chief. Dr. Richard rolled his eyes. He is crazy. Probably on drugs. I said wait. Chief Obinna walked toward the boy. The guard let go of Sam. Sam stood up tall, dusting off his oversized shirt. Chief Obinna looked down at the boy. What did you say? The doctors say she is broken, Sam said, looking at the man's sad eyes. They want to turn off the machine. But she is not broken. She is just waiting. Waiting for what? Chief Obinna asked, his heart pounding. Waiting for the truth, Sam said. Let me see her. Dr. Richard stepped in. Absolutely not. This is insane. Chief, you cannot let this filthy child into the ICU. Think of the germs. Think of the infection. Chief Obinna looked at the arrogant doctor. Then he looked at the boy with no shoes. The doctor had expensive machines, but he had no hope. The boy had nothing, but his eyes were full of light. Chief Obinna made a decision that shocked everyone. Let him in, the chief said. Chief. Dr. Richard gasped. I will call the police. Call them, Chief Obinna said softly. But this boy is coming with me. Sam nodded to the chief. He walked toward the elevators. As he walked past Dr. Richard, the doctor stared at him with pure hate. Sam didn't care. He had a job to do. They rode the elevator in silence. When the doors opened on the 4th floor, the air felt heavy. Sam walked down the hall. He didn't need to be told which room it was. He could feel it. He walked straight to room 402. He pushed the door open. The room was dim. The only light came from the machines. Beep, beep, beep. Sam walked to the bed. He looked at Chioma. She is very far away, Sam whispered. Can you bring her back? Chief Obinna asked, his voice trembling. I can't, Sam said. Chief Obinna's face fell. What? I can't bring her back, Sam turned to the billionaire. Only you can. I can only open the door. You have to call her. This is nonsense, Dr. Richard scoffed from the doorway. I am calling security. Sam ignored the doctor. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, strange object. It wasn't a medical tool. It was a dried seed pod from a baobab tree, rattled with small stones inside. A shaker. Sir, Sam said to the chief. Hold her hand. Close your eyes. Do not listen to the machine. Listen to my sound. Chief Obinna sat down. He took Chioma's cold hand. He closed his eyes. Sam closed his eyes too. He started to shake the seed pod. Tizziz, tizziz. It was a soft rhythmic sound, like rain falling on a tin roof. Then Sam started to hum. It was a low, deep hum. It wasn't a song anyone knew. It sounded like the earth itself breathing. Dr. Richard checked his watch, rolling his eyes. I'll give you 1 minute of this voodoo, then I'm throwing you out. Sam shook the rattle louder. The rhythm got faster. The humming got louder. Chief Obinna felt something. His hand, the one holding Chioma, felt warm. Suddenly, the steady beep of the heart monitor changed. Beep, beep. Dr. Richard's eyes went wide. He stepped forward. That's a cardiac fluctuation. Keep going. Sam shouted, sweat pouring down his face. Call her name, sir. Call her now. Chioma. Chief Obinna cried out. Chioma, come home. Beep, 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 beep. The monitor was racing. She is panicking. Dr. Richard yelled. Her heart rate is too high. She is going into arrest. Stop it. You are killing her. Dr. Richard rushed forward to push Sam away. No. Sam screamed. Don't touch me. The doctor shoved Sam hard. Sam fell back, hitting his head on the metal trolley. The seed pod flew out of his hand and skidded across the floor. The rattling stopped. And instantly, the heart monitor made the sound everyone feared. Beep. A flat line. Silence. Chief Obinna stared at the screen. The line was flat. No heartbeat. Dr. Richard looked at Sam, his face pale with shock and anger. You killed her. Chief Obinna slowly turned to look at the boy on the floor. His face wasn't sad anymore. It was filled with a rage that could burn the world down. Sam scrambled backward, trapped in the corner. But then, Chioma's finger moved. The gasp was loud. It sounded like a person coming up for air after drowning. Chief Obinna froze. Dr. Richard froze. The flat line on the monitor, beep, suddenly jumped. Beep, 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 beep. It wasn't a glitch. It was a heartbeat. Strong, steady, alive. In the bed, 11-year-old Chioma, who had been empty for 14 days, slowly opened her eyes. She blinked against the harsh hospital lights, looked at her father, and whispered 3 words that made the billionaire fall to his knees sobbing. Daddy, you sang. The room exploded into chaos. Nurses rushed in. Dr. Richard was shaking, staring at the machines like they were haunted. But the homeless boy, Sam, just stood in the corner, wiping a trickle of blood from his nose. He looked exhausted, but he was smiling. But this miracle was about to turn into a mystery that would terrify everyone involved. Because what the boy said next sent a chill down the chief's spine. If you believe that miracles are real, hit that like button right now. Chief Obinna didn't care about the doctors anymore. He buried his face in his daughter's neck, weeping like a child. I'm here, princess. I'm here, he sobbed. I thought I lost you. Chioma's voice was weak, scratchy, but it was her. It was dark, Daddy. I was walking in a forest. I couldn't see anything. Then, I heard a shaking sound. Like rain. And then I heard you singing. I followed your voice. She looked past her father, searching the room. Her eyes landed on Sam, the dirty boy in the oversized shirt huddled in the corner. He was there too, Chioma whispered, pointing a trembling finger at Sam. He was holding the light. Dr. Richard snapped out of his shock. His face turned purple. This was impossible. A street rat with a dried seed pod had done what his millions of dollars of equipment couldn't? It was an insult to his career. Check the equipment. Dr. Richard barked at the nurses. This is a temporary adrenaline spike. She is likely in shock. Get the sedative. Don't you touch her. Chief Obinna roared, standing up. The happiness in his eyes was gone, replaced by the cold fury of a lion protecting its cub. She is awake. You said she was dead. You were wrong. Chief, be rational, Dr. Richard stammered. Spontaneous recovery happens, but it has nothing to do with this voodoo nonsense. The boy assaulted my staff. He nearly killed her with that stunt. Chief Obinna walked over to Dr. Richard. He poked the doctor in the chest. This boy saved her. You wanted to unplug her. If you say one more word, I will buy this hospital just to fire you. Dr. Richard shut his mouth, but his eyes were filled with venom. He glared at Sam. He pulled out his phone and texted the police commissioner. Intruder in VIP ward. Assaulted staff. Send units now. Chief Obinna turned to Sam. The boy was sliding down the wall looking faint. Using the sight had drained him. Sam, the chief said softly, kneeling beside the dirty boy. You did it. I didn't do it, Sam whispered, his voice raspy. You did. You just needed to remember the song. Chief Obinna reached for his wallet. He pulled out a stack of cash, dollars, Naira, everything he had. It was enough to buy a house in the slums. Take this. Chief Obinna pressed the money into Sam's dirty hands. I will give you more. I will buy you a house. I will pay for your school. Anything you want. You saved my life. Sam looked at the money. Then he looked at the chief. He pushed the money back. I don't want money, sir. What? Chief Obinna was confused. Everyone wants money. You live on the street. Take it. Money makes too much noise, Sam said, standing up shakily. My grandmother said, a gift given by the spirit cannot be paid for with paper. Chief Obinna was stunned. He had never met anyone who refused money. Then what do you want? Sam looked at Chioma. She was sitting up now, drinking water from a nurse. She is back, Sam said, his face turning serious. But the door is still open. What door? The door she came through, Sam said darkly. The darkness saw her leave. It might try to pull her back. You must keep singing, sir. Do not let the silence return. Just then the double doors of the ICU banged open. That's him. Dr. Richard shouted, pointing a finger at Sam. 4 police officers marched into the room. They were armed. Arrest that boy. Dr. Richard yelled. He broke into the hospital. He assaulted a security guard. He practiced unlicensed medicine on a minor. No. Chief Obinna shouted, stepping in front of Sam. Officer, stand down. This is my guest. The police sergeant looked confused. Chief? This doctor called us. Said there was a dangerous lunatic in the ward. The only lunatic here is the doctor. Chief Obinna yelled. While the powerful men were arguing, the billionaire screaming at the police, the doctor screaming at the billionaire, no one was watching Sam. Sam looked at the open door. He looked at the chaotic argument. He knew that people like him didn't win fights against the police. He stepped back. Once. Twice. Officer, I am ordering you to leave. Chief Obinna was saying. Sir, we have a report of assault, the sergeant argued. We have to take the boy in for questioning. You will take no one. Chief Obinna turned around to grab Sam's hand. Sam, tell them you. He stopped. The corner where Sam was standing was empty. Where is he? Chief Obinna spun around. The room was small. There was only one door and the police were blocking it. There were no windows that opened. He was just here, Chioma whispered from the bed. Find him. Dr. Richard yelled. He's hiding. Check the bathroom. The police kicked open the bathroom door. Empty. They checked under the bed. Empty. They checked behind the curtains. Empty. He couldn't have passed us, the sergeant said, scratching his head. We were standing in the doorway the whole time. Chief Obinna felt a cold shiver. He ran into the hallway. Sam. The hallway was long and empty. The nurses at the station shook their heads. No one came out of that room, sir. This is ridiculous, Dr. Richard fumed. He is a street rat, not a magician. Security. Pull the CCTV footage for the ICU hallway. I want to see where he ran. 10 minutes later they were all in the security room. Chief Obinna, Dr. Richard, and the police sergeant stood around the bank of monitors. Okay, the security chief said, typing on the keyboard. This is the footage from 10 minutes ago. Just before the police arrived. The video started playing. They saw the police officers march down the hall. They saw Dr. Richard pointing at the door. They saw the police enter room 402. Fast forward to where he runs out, Dr. Richard snapped. The security chief fast-forwarded. They watched the footage of the empty hallway for 5 minutes. 10 minutes. No boy came out. Wait, Chief Obinna said, squinting at the screen. Rewind to when we arrived. When I brought him up in the elevator. The security chief rewound the tape to 12:30 p.m. Here, the security chief said. This is you, Chief, walking with the doctor. Chief Obinna watched the screen. His blood turned to ice. On the screen, Chief Obinna was walking down the hall. He was talking. He was gesturing to his side as if he was guiding someone. Dr. Richard was walking behind him, looking angry and shouting at nothing. There was no boy on the screen. Chief Obinna was walking alone. What is this? Dr. Richard whispered, his face turning pale white. I saw him. I touched him. I pushed him. The camera doesn't lie, the security chief said, his voice trembling. There was no one there, sir. Chief Obinna staggered back against the wall. He remembered what Sam had said, money makes too much noise. He remembered the boy refusing the cash. He wasn't a boy, Chief Obinna whispered. Back in the ICU room, Chioma was resting. The nurse had stepped out to gossip about the disappearing boy. Chioma was alone. Suddenly, the temperature in the room dropped. The windows fogged up. Chioma opened her eyes. On the glass of the window, written in the condensation, were words. They weren't written by a finger. They were forming by themselves, letter by letter. Itcha, C, B, C, K. Chioma stared at the words. Then the heart monitor, which had been steady, glitched. Beep. BZZZT, beep. And then a voice came from the speaker of the intercom on the wall. But it wasn't the nurse. And it wasn't Sam. It was a deep, distorted voice. You think you have escaped, but you just unlocked the door for us. Chioma screamed. Chioma's scream shattered the glass of water on the bedside table. Crash. Chief Obinna rushed to the bed, grabbing his daughter. Chioma. What is it? What did you see? The distorted voice on the intercom laughed. It was a deep, grinding sound like stones rubbing together. The debt is unpaid, Obinna. You thought a song could steal what belongs to us. Suddenly, the expensive lights in the VIP room exploded. Pop, pop, pop. Sparks rained down on the floor. The room plunged into darkness, lit only by the red emergency light of the heart monitor. Dr. Richard was trembling, backed against the wall. Who is doing this? Is it a hacker? I'm calling the police. No police. Chief Obinna shouted, his voice filled with a terrifying realization. He looked at his shaking daughter, then at the darkness around them. The police cannot arrest a spirit. We have to go home. Now. But as they ran toward the door, the secret of the Obinna family began to bleed out. And it was darker than anyone could have imagined. Chief Obinna didn't wait for paperwork. He wrapped Chioma in a blanket, carried her to his bulletproof SUV, and sped away from the hospital. He drove like a madman toward his mansion in Banana Island. He thought his fortress of a house would be safe. He was wrong. As they drove, Chioma sat in the back seat. She wasn't crying anymore. She was staring out the window with eyes that looked too old for her face. Daddy, she whispered. The boy? So. He told me something when I was sleeping. Chief Obinna looked in the rearview mirror, sweating. What did he tell you? He said that you know why I fell asleep. He said you signed a paper in blood. Chief Obinna nearly swerved off the road. The car swerved violently. He doesn't know what he is talking about. He said the 12 years are up, Daddy. Who is coming to collect? They arrived at the mansion. It was a palace. Gold gates, marble fountains, 10 armed guards. Chief Obinna carried Chioma into the massive living room and locked the heavy oak doors. He poured himself a drink, his hands shaking so bad he spilled it. He couldn't hide it anymore. The miracle healing had opened a door to the past. 12 years ago, Chief Obinna began, his voice breaking. He wasn't talking to Chioma. He was talking to the empty room, confessing his sins. I was poor. I was a nobody. I couldn't even afford to bury my father. I went to a place, a shrine in the deep forest. The priest told me I could have the world. I could be the king of Lagos. But there was a price. Chioma watched him from the sofa. What price? He said. In 12 years I will take the thing you love most. If you give it willingly, your wealth will double. If you refuse, I will take it by force, and I will take your sanity too. Chief Obinna fell to his knees. 2 weeks ago was exactly 12 years since the day I signed the pact. That is why you collapsed. It wasn't a sickness, Chioma. It was a harvest. Suddenly, the temperature in the mansion dropped. The air conditioner wasn't on, but the room became freezing cold. The armed guards outside were silent. Too silent. Daddy, Chioma pointed to the grand staircase. Look. Sitting on the top step of the gold staircase was Sam. He wasn't dirty anymore. He was wearing a clean white robe that seemed to glow. But his face was stern. He didn't look like a child. He looked like a judge. How did you get in here? Chief Obinna gasped. My guards. Your guards are asleep, Sam said. His voice echoed through the large hall. Iron gates cannot keep out the truth, Obinna. Chief Obinna scrambled backward. Are you the one sent to collect the debt? Are you the demon? Sam stood up. No. I am the one who stopped him. I woke her up because her spirit was pure. She did not sign your contract. Why should she pay your price? Sam walked down the stairs. He didn't walk, he glided. But you made a mistake, Chief. When I woke her up with the song, I broke the contract. You cheated the spirit of wealth. And now, he is angry. He is not just coming for her anymore. He is coming for everything. Save us. Chief Obinna begged, crawling toward the boy. You have the power. I saw what you did in the hospital. I will give you half my company. I will give you this house. Sam looked at the billionaire with pity. You still think money can fix this? You sold your soul for gold, and now you want to buy it back with the same gold. Sam walked over to a large, expensive painting of Chief Obinna that hung above the fireplace. He touched the frame. The painting instantly turned black. It rotted away in seconds, leaving just a dusty frame. The healing I gave her was a loan, Sam said seriously. To make it permanent, the source of the sickness must be destroyed. What does that mean? Chief Obinna asked, trembling. The sickness came from your wealth. The coma was the interest on your loan from the dark spirits. Sam turned to the chief. To save her life completely, you must break the source. You must renounce the pact. I renounce it. I renounce it right now. Chief Obinna yelled. Sam shook his head. Words are cheap. The spirits don't listen to words. They watch actions. Sam pointed to the safe hidden behind the wall. Open it. Chief Obinna hesitated. That safe contained the deeds to his lands, his bonds, his offshore accounts, everything that made him a billionaire. If you open that safe and burn what is inside, Sam said calmly, Chioma will live a long, happy life. But you will be poor again. You will be the man you were 12 years ago. No cars. No mansion. No respect. Chief Obinna looked at his daughter. She was looking at him, waiting. Then he looked at the safe. All his hard work. His identity. His power. Is there another way? Chief Obinna whispered selfishly. Sam's eyes flashed with fire. There is no other way. Choose. The gold, or the girl. Before Chief Obinna could answer, the house shook. Boom. The front doors, massive reinforced oak, splintered inward as if a giant fist had punched them. A black, swirling smoke poured into the living room. It smelled of sulfur and rotting meat. The he that Chioma saw on the window had arrived. The smoke formed a towering, shadowy shape in the center of the room. It had no eyes, but it had a mouth, a gaping hole of darkness. Obinna. The shadow roared. The time is up. You broke the deal. The shadow lunged toward Chioma. No. Sam shouted. He stepped in front of the girl, raising his small hand. A shield of white light erupted from his palm, blocking the smoke. The house began to tear apart. The marble floor cracked. The chandelier swung violently. Sam turned to the chief, straining to hold back the monster. Obinna. Choose now. Burn the deeds or she dies. Chief Obinna ran to the safe. He spun the dial. Click, click. He opened it. He grabbed the stack of papers, billions of dollars in his hands. He looked at the fire in the fireplace. He looked at the papers. He looked at the monster clawing at Sam's light shield. Obinna hesitated. His greed whispered to him, don't do it. We can find another way. Sam can fight him. In that second of hesitation, the monster smashed through Sam's light. The shadow hand grabbed Chioma by the throat and lifted her into the air. Daddy. Chioma's scream was cut short as the shadow lifted her feet off the ground. The black smoke wrapped around her neck like a snake. She kicked and clawed, but the monster was too strong. Let her go. Chief Obinna screamed, clutching the papers worth billions of dollars in his shaking hands. Sam, the mysterious boy, was on his knees. His white light was fading. He looked at Obinna with desperate eyes. The fire, Obinna? Sam shouted, blood dripping from his nose. Burn it. It is the only way to break the chain. If you keep the money, you lose the girl. Obinna looked at the deeds to his mansions, his factories, his private jets. Then he looked at his daughter, whose face was turning blue. In that split second, the billionaire realized the terrifying truth. All the money in the world could not buy one breath of air for his dying child. Would you give up everything you own to save someone you love? Type yes in the comments if you would. Chief Obinna let out a roar that sounded like a wounded animal. He didn't run to the monster. He ran to the fireplace. Take it. Obinna screamed at the shadow. Take it all. He threw the papers into the roaring fire. The flames didn't just burn the paper. They exploded. A blinding white fire shot up the chimney. The shadow monster let out a screech that shattered every window in the mansion. Screech. As the deeds to the Obinna empire turned to ash, the black smoke around Chioma's neck began to burn away. The monster tried to hold on, but the connection was broken. The blood money was gone. The shadow dissolved into thin air, leaving behind only the smell of sulfur. Chioma fell to the floor, gasping for air. Obinna scrambled over to her, gathering her in his arms. I'm sorry, he wept, rocking her back and forth. The room was silent now. The cold was gone. The heavy, oppressive feeling of the pact had lifted. Obinna looked up. Standing by the broken front door was Sam. The boy didn't look like a judge anymore. He looked peaceful. He was fading, becoming transparent like mist. You did well, Sam said softly. You are a poor man now, Obinna. But you are finally a father. Who are you? Obinna whispered. Are you an angel? Sam smiled. It was a smile full of ancient wisdom. I am the prayer of a mother. When your wife died, she asked God to send someone to save you from your greed. It took 12 years, but you finally listened. Obinna blinked, tears blurring his vision. Will I see you again? You will see me, Sam said, looking at the sunlight streaming through the broken door. In the face of every hungry child you help. In the smile of a stranger. I'm always there. And with that, Sam vanished. He didn't walk away. He simply became part of the light. 6 months later. The grand mansion in Banana Island was sold to pay off the remaining debts. The cars were gone. The private jets were repossessed. The name Chief Obinna disappeared from the Forbes list of billionaires. But if you go to the bustling Oyingbo market today, you might see a small, neat shop selling electrical parts. Inside, a man in a simple shirt is laughing with his customers. It is Obinna. He looks older, tired, but his eyes are bright. He is no longer Chief. He is just Mr. Obinna. Sitting on the counter doing her homework is Chioma. She is healthy. She is happy. She is singing a song to herself while she writes. A customer asks Obinna, Oga, didn't you used to be the richest man in Lagos? Don't you miss the private jets? Obinna looks at his daughter. He watches her laugh at a joke in her book. He remembers the cold hospital room. He remembers the shadow. He smiles, a real smile, one that reaches his eyes. My friend, Obinna says, wiping his hands on a rag. I was never rich back then. I was just a beggar holding a lot of money. Now I have everything. He walks over and kisses Chioma on the forehead. She smiles up at him. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, Princess. And that is the only wealth that matters. The end. Thank you so much for watching this incredible story. We hope it touched your heart. If you enjoyed this series, please smash that subscribe button right now. Make sure to turn on all notifications. Click the little bell icon, so you get updated instantly when we post our next story. We have more amazing tales coming soon. God bless you and see you in the next video.